Good morning, everyone. We are currently 3 days out. Today is Thursday, the 27th. The show is the 30th, the Sunday. So excited, very, very excited to start carving up today. I will show you the full day of eating. I woke up at 91.0 kilo, which is the lightest I've been this week, but not this prep. I've been as low as 90.7. But I'm actually surprised that I dropped that zero point 0.7 kilo from last night because I only slept 3 hours. Um, just my brain couldn't really switch off. Um, I took 250 milligrams of magnesium and 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C and 10 milligrams of melatonin before bed. Did nothing. Got up 2.5 hours later, took another 10 milligrams of melatonin and another 250 milligrams of magnesium, went back to bed, slept for about 45 minutes, woke up to pee, and then couldn't sleep again. Fell asleep at like 4:30, 4:45 a.m. and woke up at 6:30. So a total of 3.5 hours of sleep. And yeah, so I'm happy that I look drier. Uh, I hope the carbs that I'll be eating today and tomorrow will suck up all the fluid and will help get rid of all the excess water, help me sleep better, help me like de-stress a little bit. So what I did this morning was I only did 2 rounds of posing instead of three. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, I'm slowly going to start pulling back on the volume of posing because as well, one thing I noticed when I woke up today is my lats, my glutes, and my hamstrings were sore from all the posing. Obviously, we want to minimize that going into the show. So I did only 2 rounds of posing, and the plan will be to do another 2 rounds of posing after the training. So yesterday's training session, the circuit training that I did, I'm gonna do the exact same thing today, but instead of doing 3 rounds of posing in between the two sets, I will do 2 rounds of posing. So it's gonna be two in the morning, two after each set of circuit training for a total of 6. And then tonight, I will be showing you how I will do my tan, and I will be giving you tips on how to do the tan and start doing the tan and the final preparations of the skin. And after I do the tan, while I wait for the tan to dry before I put some clothes on, I will do my pump up routine, and it's gonna be the end of the day, so it's gonna be uh, probably closer towards most of my carbs have been consumed. Um, I'm gonna do my pump up routine and then I'm going to do 2 rounds of posing for a total of 8 rounds today. And that would be a drop of 4 rounds from yesterday when we did 12 rounds. And then the goal tomorrow will be 6 rounds of posing, and I will practice my posing routine also twice. And then Saturday is just gonna be, whatever coach wants me to do. So whenever he asks me to pose, I'll pose for him, and I'll practice my routine maybe once or twice, um, depending on how much room I have in the hotel room. And from there, we'll hit the show. So now, would you look at this? This right here to me looks like a cheat meal. Um, like, what is a better way to start off a day than a giant bowl of oats? And I say a giant bowl of oats. This is 120 grams of oats, dry weight. I'm thinking back to the off season when I used to have 220 grams of oats. Like, it's almost half the amount, and to me, it looks like a cheat meal. But anyway, that's the breakfast, first meal. We have 120 grams of oats, one scoop of whey isolate, 100 grams of blueberries frozen, and then I have cinnamon in there, and I have a little bit of instant coffee that I added for an extra bit of flavor. No salt. As I mentioned in previous videos, the carb loading, the only salt I'm getting in today is the salt from my electrolyte supplement that I took this morning, and I have all the extra carbs, so all that extra oats have traces of sodium. The extra bread that I'll be having and bagels will have sodium in them. Like I know from a fact that uh, there will be 3 grams of salt out of bread that I'll be consuming today because I did the math. And I have traces of salt in the oats, and so moral is no salt today, just the carbs, and we'll see what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna eat this, do some work, and I'll see you at meal two. Okay, everyone, so it's almost time for the second meal. It's in the microwave at the moment. I have a meeting in 15 minutes, so I'm gonna be eating it in the meeting. And luckily, I don't have to turn on my camera while I am in this meeting specifically, so that I can enjoy my food and not really focus on the meeting. But uh, basically, what I wanted to show you is the rice. So the next meal is gonna be 320 grams of rice, cooked rice, and 150 grams of chicken and 4 asparagus. Now, this rice here that you get at the grocery store, I blended this rice into like a powder, kind of. So it's kind of like. I did that because I know that not tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, I won't have a fridge at the hotel, and I don't want anything to go bad when I'm there, because if it does, then I will risk having, a stomach ache or digestive issues, or like any sorts of bloating or poisoning 2 days or one day away from the show or on the day of the show is not something that you want at all. So I will request, or I have requested, a microwave in my room. So I know I have a microwave, but what I've been doing is I've been weighing out the rice raw, equivalent to the amount cooked. So 320 rice cooked is equivalent to 90 grams raw, and I've been adding water to it. 1 gram of rice, 4 grams of water, and cooking it into the microwave, and it comes out kind of like a kind of like a pudding consistency, and I kind of spilled it over a little bit in the microwave, but I'll fix that. Um, so I'll put the meal together and continue telling you why I do it that way. Okay, so this is the meal right here. So again, the rice, I've already explained why I do it this way. It's just an easier way to be consistent leading up towards the last couple of days before the show, so that I use the exact amount of water with every time I eat rice. And I am sure that like the rice that I'm eating is fresh, and I don't have to like worry about risking getting like food poisoning or bloating or all that stuff. Then we have chicken. Now the chicken that I'm using here is different than the chicken that you saw before. I had taco seasoning on the chicken I was using before, but because I'm trying to limit my sodium, I have just plain, you know, oh, plain chicken cooked in the oven. Nothing really special about it. There's four asparagus sticks in there, and I have a cucumber, and I've left my sauce in there at 20 grams. Now the 20 grams of sauce have sodium, but I've already taken out the sodium from the salt cracks, and I've taken out the sodium that I would have from the taco seasoning on the chicken. So it is less salt, but you still need some salt. Okay? So zero sodium is not the thing. And again, I'm going to emphasize that I already took a full serving of electrolytes this morning, a normal human serving of electrolytes this morning. The other thing that's different here is there's no spinach. There will not be a lot of leaves, or there will not be leaves in all my meals. Some of them will and some of them will not. And that's because I am trying to keep my fiber consistent. Obviously, with the oats from this morning and the bread that I'm going to be eating and the bagels and all that stuff, all of these have fiber. So I'm trying to keep my fiber the same as every day because I've been consuming the same uh, amount of fiber, consuming the same amount of fiber every day for the past 3 or 4 weeks. And I don't want to suddenly just increase the amount of fiber because that can cause digestive issues and bloating and all that stuff. So that's that. My meeting is going to start with the hospital professor in 5 minutes, so I'm going to run. Okay, everyone, so it's currently 6:30 p.m. and I ate meals 3 and 4. They were the exact same thing. 90 grams of rice, um, which is dry white rice, and 4 sticks of asparagus, 150 grams of chicken, and I added my 20 grams of sauce, no salt. Uh, one of the chicken meals had mushrooms and greens. Again, um, as I mentioned, to make up for the fiber situation. So my fiber is consistent throughout the day. And I had to be at the clinic from 10 a.m. to 4. I did leave early. I left at 3 because there wasn't really anything to do. And I finished all the work that my professor asked me to do. So I left early and I went to the gym. I did the same exact circuit. If you haven't watched that video, go watch it. It's the 5 day out video. Sorry, the 4 day out video. It's my circuit depletion circuit, but this time I did the same exact thing with the aim of pushing the carbs into the muscle instead of depleting. Um, Same reps, same everything. The only difference is, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I only did 2 rounds of posing in between the 2 sets. So a total so far of 6 sets of posing. I will now have my post-workout meal, which I will show you. But I know I'm not showing you a lot of the food today because the main thing that I want to show you is the tan and how to tan properly. The food is just bodybuilding food and it's boring because I don't think you want to see me film, uh, 3 meals in a row of 150 grams of chicken and 320 grams of rice. It just doesn't it doesn't sound that interesting, at least to myself. But we have a different meal, a little bit of jam, a little bit of bagels. But I won't use bagels. I will use bread. I'm sorry, coach, if you're watching this. I did the math. I I do have bagels. I bought bagels. Um, but the reason I'm gonna use bread is because my bread is gonna go bad if I don't use it soon. So I'm supposed to have two bagels. One bagel is 270 calories, 9 grams of protein, and 51 grams of carbs, and 1.5 grams of fats. So 2 is everything multiplied by 2, and that is equivalent to exactly 6 slices of toast. So I'm gonna have that instead. There's only like a 2 calorie difference between the total amounts. The bread is 2 calories less, and actually the bread is or the toast, it's gonna be 2 grams more protein. So I'm getting 20 grams of protein instead of 18 from the two bagels. I'm getting 20 grams of protein from the 6 slices of bread, and I'm getting 100 grams of carbs instead of 102 grams of carbs. So not really a big deal, but I just thought I'd clarify that because if Vinny you're watching, um, yeah, I'm sorry, but man, I don't like wasting food and everything costs money, so I'm gonna use the bagels tomorrow. Okay, so um, I'm gonna do them in batches. So I have 3 slices here. They're gonna go into the air fryer for about, I still haven't decided yet, maybe 5 minutes. I just want to get them nice and toasted and warm. Um, yes, I am using a air fryer to toast my bread because I don't have a toaster in here because we just moved into this flat, me and my wife, and there's no toaster. The reason why we don't have a toaster is because we were at a student accommodation before, and the accommodation had a toaster. Um, I have an air fryer that's like my own property, so I brought that with me from there. And we're gonna work on getting a toaster soon. So, well, that's very funny. Look at that. I'm literally using um an oat, an empty oat jug for my ring light to hold it up straight. Gotta do what you gotta do. If you guys know any like content equipment that is reasonably priced and um you want to suggest that like I get it to produce higher quality stuff, let me know. Like type the stuff that you think are worth it in the comment section. Probably anyone who's watching this is a gym rat or someone who's really interested in fitness, and you guys probably take your videos and your stories and all that stuff. So I'd be interested to listen to your or read your opinions on what things I should get for helping this channel grow. So I'm gonna put this now in the air fryer, and then I will make my shake. So I have 1.5 scoops of whey isolate with this meal, and I'm gonna add my creatine there. I'm still keeping my creatine in, and yeah, I'm gonna blend it up with some ice and maybe add a little bit of coffee to it because it's a chocolate flavor, and I really want to enjoy this meal. It's been a while since I had any bread, and I really love bread. Okay, everyone, so the shake is done. Okay, very cold and thick, and Then I have the toast with 40 grams of uh, jam on it. This is the jam I use. I'll show you in a second there. Yeah. So this is the jam I use. Um, no added sugar, only fruit. Um, that's what coach said I should use, so that's what I'm using. And there's 3 more slices of toast that are in the air fryer here, so that one is gonna be done. I will take them out and I will eat this meal, and I will then see you guys for this is meal number 5, so I will see you for the last meal and the tan. Because there's the whole purpose of this video was to show you how to start tanning and preparing yourself to look your best and the color for it to be the best on stage. Okay, everyone, so meal 5 is down, and there's one more meal today. So unlike all the other boring days, I get 6 meals on the carb up days. Um, and now for the tan. So first things first, here's what you're gonna need. So to make this simple, I'm gonna divide what you need into 3 parts. We're gonna go through the first part first, which is the pre-tan preparation. For this part, you're gonna need your clippers. You're gonna make sure that you've shaved really well again, like we've been doing every day since Monday. You're gonna need a new shirt, not a new shirt, but a clean shirt that is you haven't worn before, um, ever since it's been washed, and that's very, very important because we're gonna be doing something, even if uh, you have a so even if you have just a second there, yeah. So we're going to be washing after we shave, washing our body and scrubbing it. But instead of scrubbing it with the moisturizer cream that we've been using, or soap, we're going to scrub it with baking soda. Okay, that's why it's very, very important that you get a new shirt that you haven't worn before. Because if you put the moisturizer on your skin and you wear the shirt, even if it was like for 5 minutes, or even if you did not put a moisturizer on, but you just wore a shirt, in the morning, and then you changed your mind and you took it off, that shirt touched your skin, and our skin has glands and it has oils on them, and we are trying to neutralize our skin pH in order to get the deep bronze, like orangey color that the that you get on stage. So again, just like the shirt, you're gonna need also a fresh pair of pants that you haven't worn before, and a fresh pair of underwear. Um, as you will also notice, most of the things I chose is dark for obvious reasons. Now, if you don't just jump straight into your clothes and you wait until you're actually dry and you wear clothes on top of them, on top of the tan, yes, you're gonna get a little bit of stain on the clothes, but usually it washes away, unless you're wearing like a white shirt or something. Um, but yeah, with that being said, yeah, I just went with all darks for that purpose. And last but not least, you're gonna need a fresh towel. And that's the trick here. You want to stick to the same towel every day for the next few days after you put the first coat of tan on. Obviously, I'm gonna get into the second phase and the third phase, but first I'm gonna get through the first phase, which is showering, shaving, shave first, then shower, and scrub myself with the baking soda. Okay, everyone. So, the reason why I'm wearing a hat and standing in my underwear is because I have gotten a mic so that I don't have to be so close while I'm doing the tan. Now, let's get straight into it. But before we get straight into it, let's see what magic the carbs did. Now, mind you, it's 8 p.m. at the moment. And last time you can see like the dramatic difference of like how less watery I am at this time of the day. I am already, I have drank at least, I think, just give me a second there. I drank 5.5 liters so far today. And you can see that I am not as watery. On the glutes, but with the tan on, we're gonna do practicing some posing. But first, let's get into the tan. So, what I have here is protan. I don't know if like I have to even explain this, but obviously, if you are someone who competes, you know this brand is basically, I think, the best brand out there. Everyone agrees on that. So, yeah. Um, I have the overnight competition color. That's what you need at the moment. And what you're gonna do is this sponge right here that it comes with. What you need to do with that is keep it in there. You might need it. You might have to use this sponge when it comes to touching up yourself before the show or that type of stuff. But for now, we're not going to use that because we're tanning ourselves and we can't get our back with the sponge. So what we're going to do is you're going to need something like this, which is I got this from the pharmacy and it's supposed to be like a sponge and it's supposed to be like for your back so you can kind of reach your back with it and do that. And what you want to do is there's no real way of doing it. Now, the only question remains is should you spray it on yourself and then I don't think you can see my face though. I want to be able to talk to you guys. So let's put this up a little bit. But you won't be able to see my legs for a while. Yeah, so the only question remains is should you spray directly on the sponge and stick the sponge on yourself or spray it on yourself and like smear it with a sponge? And based on my experience from the previous two shows I did, I always sprayed it on the sponge first and it worked out well. So that's what I'm gonna do. So what you want to do is give it like five. Five is a good number to start with. And you just want to just like this. And you want to go back to it. I don't know if you can see, but you want to not um have like lumps basically of the color. So be consistent, stick to 5. Now there's one other thing. Because it's Thursday and I still have 3 days, what you want to do is you want to stop at your wrist crease and you want to stop at your ankle crease and you will stop at the neck crease here. Just uh, below your traps. Now the reason for that is because basically when you're trying to bend your hand, and you might find that that happens a little bit at your elbow, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get like iffy, gooey, unwanted type of um I don't know even what to call it, but basically you're gonna have like this like looking. And this is the point where the cheap mic that I had died. So you can't really hear anything I'm saying at this point. But basically, what I was trying to say is that once you have your tan on and you get it really close to your creases, like your wrist and ankle creases, and you've been doing that for a couple of layers over the course of a couple of days, that constant bending at the crease, at the joint lines, is going to result in a darker color at these areas. That's why you wanna kind of um, not have your tan there until the day of the show. Now you might be like, well, you're applying the tan at your elbow joint and your knee joint. Yeah, that's true, but I'm wearing pants and I'm wearing a shirt that has a piece of fabric in between my forearm and my bicep, if that makes sense. So these two body areas with tan are not coming close together. They're not touching each other, so they won't cause that like look that I was trying to describe. So there is no real point in not doing these areas. Uh, but what's the probability that you have a piece of your clothes or
Okay,
your
people, so
fabric
the tan
between
is
your
done,
palm
and I have done
and
my
your
back.
forearm?
Um,
Probably almost zero. I mean,
I've
like,
done my
you
back
might
there,
be, it's up to you,
but I did
but
not
this is
film
just my
it. I said I
opinion and what I
would.
find
The
works.
reason why I did not film it is because, to be honest, I had to strip naked in order to get my back, and my certain areas on my legs, as you can see. Um, so I am going to do some posing now. Um, and then that will be it for today. Okay, people, so I did 3 rounds of posing, and I sent some of the videos to my coach. Tomorrow, we're gonna be 2 days out. I'm gonna take you with me through my haircut, the preparations towards traveling. I'm very excited. Please don't forget to subscribe. Please follow me on Instagram. Please let me know what types of content you prefer to see more of. Like, I've tried my best to do a few different things over the past few days. I did some voiceovers. I tried to do you know, um, just these talking to the camera, showing you the food, showing you everything. I got a new mic. I actually think I might keep wearing the hat because I actually like the hat. I don't think my hair is the best, at least not until I get the haircut. Just one more thing before I close off this video that I want to share with you that my coach just taught me. So you see, I'm wearing my trunks. Yeah, so I'm wearing my trunks right now, and they're kind of like a line. But what my coach has recommended you do is you kind of grab them and you pull them up from here and you pull them up from there. And then obviously, yeah, just like that. And then you scrunch it up into the middle. And that gives you more of a V kind of look to yourself. So that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed today's video. It was just a great journey so far. I'm getting a little bit more confident seeing how dry I am this late in the day. It's literally 9:30. I don't even think I have the energy to edit this video today, so I might edit it tomorrow and post it tomorrow. Um, might add that to the list of the things I need to do before getting um, to the hotel. I am planning a different type of video for the 1 day out and the show day. You will get to know more about me. You'll get to know who I am, who's Boda, uh, why I'm doing this, and if you're interested, again, I'd really appreciate it if you can help this channel grow. And I will see you at 2 days out.